Hi, so today I'm finally gonna try this pastel palette from Natasha Denona. I think recently pastel is like kind of having its moment again. So I was thinking to get a pastel palette for a quite long time, and I am thinking between the Hindash palette and this one. But I finally went with this one, as I think this is more of a, how to say, like a 100% has pastel palette and has more variation of colors and finishes. The Hindash one is very pretty as well, but I feel like that one is for people to want to try pastel but don't want to buy a palette that they can use on daily basis, like the neutral colors. So for me, I just really want a palette that's like all pastels, like every pastel that I would ever need, which is this palette. So yeah, let's just swatch this. This is the first row. I feel like this is the formula is a little thicker than I thought. As you can see, the pigmentation is very nice and it's very even. The last row is probably the color that I am most excited for. So this is the full swatch of the palette. So for this palette, the thing other than the color that's very attractive to me is when I watch the Natasha Denona's tutorial on her Instagram, it looks like this would be applied on your eyes very nicely even without wetting it. Even though they didn't show how they if they wet the brush, but I feel like they are applying on the model's lid dry, and that is the kind of formula that I really want. I'm thinking maybe I can do two different looks on my, on each of my eye. The color that I am most excited about is this orange, this blue, and also this blue color, and this like lime green kind of color. Like this blue, I don't have anything that's like similar to this, and also this mint color, like they are all the kind of pastel that I really want. Let's do this eye with this two blue color and this lime green color, and I want to do this eye with the orange, the pink, and the purple. Let's try. Taking the color Bubble. This is probably the cream to powder formula. I'm not sure, but it feels like their cream to powder formula. Maybe that's why they can like use this color dry on the model's eyelid. This is applying very nicely. Like looking very close, it's like a touch, just a touch patchy, but it's not patchy in a way that people can tell. It's only like when I'm looking at the mirror like this, I can tell a little bit. But like for this distance, like I am quite close to the camera, like I don't think you can see the patchiness on the lid. And I feel like if you really wet this color, you probably can, make it more even by layering the color. It can be more and more bold and more even. And I am just using a fluffy brush. And again, I'm not wetting the brush. This is just dry. So now I'm taking the lighter blue color, which is the color Airy, and I am putting this on the inner half. I feel like these two colors is not different enough to put them together. Yeah, it's the, I think this Airy color is a normal like powder formula. It's not the cream to powder, but it applies very nice as well. I'm thinking probably it's better to put this Airy color as a blending color and then apply the bubble like on top of it, like to create like a full blue pastel look, rather than me just like playing them like beside each other. So now I'm thinking maybe I can put another color here. Let's try the mint color, the color called Brisk. Let me see how it would like layer on top of this. Oh, it layers very nicely, and this Brisk color is also a normal powder formula. Like, can you tell they're like layering on my eyelid very nicely, and I don't see much like fallout, right? And I am just using this kind of like a little bit fluffy kind of brush. Very nice, I really like it. So now let's try if I can use this as a liner. And now taking the color Zest, which is the lime green color, and this is a like cream formula. I don't think it's very perfect for like doing a liner because it's a little bit flaky. Or maybe I should take a very like small amount of product every time and layer it slowly. Maybe I was taking too much product on my brush. So now I'm just layering it slowly. I think I was right that I need to take a little bit of product and layer it little by little. But still, this is not very like opaque, or like it's not opaque enough. So I think if you want to do a liner, you probably still need to wet your brush, which I'm gonna try right now. Let's layer it again. I think it's helping a little bit, but still I don't think it's a very opaque liner. But I think if you just want to add like a wipe, a kind of vibe on your eyelid, it's gonna work. It's just if you want to do like any art, like graphic liner kind of art on your eye, probably you still need those like water activate liners. Okay, but for me, I'm like a normal person that can't really do art. I think this is enough for me. This is the orange. The orange color is a normal powder formula. I feel like with this normal powder colors, some of these do need a lot of building, like I am doing right now. And I think this color, for this particular color, this probably is as far as you can go. I'm like really building it a lot. I'm taking a lot of powder every time, and this is just the color I'm getting, which is not bad. It just didn't show the pastel quality on my eyelid very much. It did help a little, but I feel like wetting the color, it make the color change a little bit. It looks like darker. It looks more of like a coral rather than like a orange. And now let's apply the color Feather, which is the light pink color. This looks more like a purple on the eyelid. Maybe it's because of my olive undertone. My olive undertone just make everything look cooler. But it's pretty. It just looks more like a lavender on my skin tone. And now let's apply the color Bora, which is a cream formula. This applies lighter than it looks in the pan, which I guess this is the thing with this cream formula. I feel like the color changes a little bit once you apply it on your skin. Not sure if it's because of this color. I feel like it's not very visible on my eye. What do you think? And I do feel like this blue changed its color a little bit. Is that just me or what? But I do feel like the color changes a little bit. It looks more, I don't know how to say it, it looks more green than like blue. Like I was applying this color on my outer corner, and I don't think right now it looks like this color on my eyelid. Like it looks like a normal sky blue color. It doesn't look like this. Is that because I was mixing this with this mint color? But I was like applying this mint color mainly on the inner part. I wasn't like touching the outer part. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because of this color combination. I'm not sure. Okay, my eyes are done. I put a little bit of black eyeshadow as a, like, how to say, like just very thin under the wing I did previously. I think this way you can see the color a little bit better and it's like more dimension. And I put like a very separating kind of mascara, and I didn't put any eyeshadow on my lower lash line because I feel like this kind of color, if I also put color on my lower lash line, it's gonna look a little bit too much, like too bold. Tower 28 Happy Hour blush. This is like a very lovely pink. I think it is a good color for both this eye. Maybe I applied a little too much, but I guess it's okay. And now I want to apply a little bit shimmer on the center of my eye. And I'm thinking, which one should I use? I'm thinking apply this light yellow color on this eye, because this eye is more like a cool toned side. It's quite a subtle color. And for this side, I'm thinking between this pink and this purple. Maybe let's try this purple. I feel like this is not transferring on my lid. I probably applied very thick layer of like matte eyeshadow, so this shimmer is not adhering on top very nicely. So now I have a rough idea about this palette. I feel like for the most part I am very pleased with the quality of the eyeshadow. Like all of these pastels, it applies on my eyelid like no problem. Like even I use it dry, I still think you might need to wet your eyeshadow if you want like a super pigmented like kind of look. But for me, like this kind of look, you can just do it without wetting your brush, which I am pleased. And I do feel like this powder formula has a little bit, it's not like they are like inconsistent with the formula. I just feel like because of the color, some color is a little bit showing, it's gonna show a little bit more than others. Like this color, it shows on my eyelid instantly, but this blingy color, it really did not show like on the skin like very easily. I had to layer a lot times, and I also had to wet my brush, as you can see like during the process. But overall, I do think it showed pretty nicely on my eyelid, just not as intense as the blues. I think part of that is just because orange is way more close to like people's undertone, like natural undertone, and blue is like a big contrast to our skin tone, so it just naturally the blue is just gonna show more. And I do feel like these cream colors made it quite easier to like apply the color like in a very intense way. And what I am not very pleased with is these shimmers. I think they probably would apply very nicely if they are like on the bare lid, but for me, like you can see, I applied a very thick layer of matte shadow, and these shimmer are not layering like very nicely on top of that. But just by like swatch it, and you can see like in the swatch that these swatch very nicely, so I think they are just the normal shimmer formula from Natasha Denona. Like you can apply it quite nicely like on your bare lid, or like over a very like light layer of matte eyeshadow. So overall, like I said, I am pretty pleased with this, but it's just like it's not perfect, like not like everything of this is perfect. I think still if you want to do like graphic liner or something like a very artist like editorial kind of look, you probably still need those water activate kind of liner. But for me, like a person just want to play with pastel eyeshadows and don't really do those kind of looks, I think this is enough for me. This is just the one pastel palette that I wanted. So I'm pretty pleased with my purchase, and the packaging is so pretty. Like, I love this packaging. And yeah, that's my thought on this pastel palette. Yeah, thank you for watching.